Okay guys, welcome back. As you know, we have finished our surface modeling series, and today we're going to start off with our first video for assembly modeling, and it's going to be of this mechanism that you see over here. Alright, this video will be divided into two parts, two chapters. The first chapter where you will see me design all the parts, individual parts, and then the second chapter will be me assembling all these parts together. All right, so the video will be a little bit longer than usual. All right, and I will work a little bit differently today in comparison to what I usually work. I won't use the traditional way of working, the traditional ZW3D way of working. What do I mean by that? I will be using the one object profile method, similar to SolidWorks, where you create each individual part and the assembly separated, and you keep everything on one specific file on the computer. All right, so I'll give you an example. So I'll just set this to the old ZW3D way. As you can see, this window has gone back to what it used to be in the traditional ZW way. So if you click OK, it creates a part, and you have this little icon here which means exit, where it will get out the part and you'll go directly to the manager here. So here you can create another part, and then create another part, and assembly, and so on and so forth, and then you can organize this any way you want to. All right, today I'm not going to work this way. All right, today I'm going to use the other way. All right, so where I will create one object per file, and I will keep everything on a specific file on the computer, and then I assemble everything. I think this way is a little bit more effective. Well, not exactly with this design I'm going to do today, but bigger projects, I think it's more effective. It opens the files faster, the software runs faster. I think it has some benefits. All right, so let's start off with our first part, and I want to just name this part just part 001. All right, I'll just take the zeros out, just put part 1, and I'll click OK. As you can see, the window has changed automatically. All right, then you can create the assembly separately. All right, so I'll just click OK, and let's start off with our first part. Create a sketch, choose the plane, and let's start drawing lines. Okay, now let's offset these lines by 15. Let's add some dimensions. Let's exit. Change the color here. I'm going to extrude. I'm going to put this to okay. Sketch, I want to change the symmetrical. I'm going to say 20 to both directions. I want to create a fillet over here. I want to say it's going to be 20. Correct. So now I want to start another sketch on this face. Make my first circle, center over here, it's going to be 34.4. I'm just going to create everything on the sketch, all the circles that I need on the sketch, right? So that I don't have to create more sketches, right? So let's go, there you go. All right, now once I'm out, now I can extrude each and every circle here separately from the actual sketch. What do I mean by that? So let's extrude this inner circle. So as you can see, it highlights all the circles. But if you go here to the filters and you choose curve, and now you can choose separately. Do another one. Okay. It's going to be 12. To the other one. It's going to be, now I want to create the casing. 1.7. 1.7 plus 1.3 for the clip and remove. All right, so this is like a little casing, so where I will fit a bearing over here and a clip to hold that in place. All right, now let's create another sketch. Same thing here. Center of curvature over there, and this is going to be 32. This is going to be 20. And I'm going to create an offset. This, flip them both, offset in both directions. I'm going to say 11. 11 now, 5 point total will be 11. Here you go. And now I'm going to power trim what I do not need. This and this, and I will erase this. And I'll close this off. There you go. So let's exit our sketch. And I'm going to extrude. This is going to be 12. And now I'm going to extrude this, 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 this. This is going to be 15. All right, and here I don't need any clip casing here. All right, so let's just add a chamfer. I'm gonna say it's going to be chamfer of 0.5. I don't want exactly this. Here. All right, let's just keep it at that. All right, so this part is done, our first part. So now we can save this. I want to save this on my computer, Cad Thinkers. So I have already file exercise 1, where I have also my components like the bearing, circlips, threaded pins and all that. Then I'll explain a little bit more about this. All right, so let's create our first part, and it's going to be here, and let's close and let's start a new one. So this one's going to be part 2. Start off with a circle. There's going to be diameter 150. Then I'm going to be, and now before I do that, I'm just going to draw the lines that I need. .2. Excuse me, 6.2. Now I'm gonna mirror this to that side. I'm gonna mirror all this to the, one mistake. Do this again, and I'm going to mirror all these to that side. Right, why doesn't it mirror properly? All right, let's try this again. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. All right, so power trim, and let's remove what we do not need. There we go. Now I'm just going to do one touch trim and also eliminate little tips here. Okay, now, like I said, I like normally to create sketches depending on how you want to work, depending on what you want to do exactly. You can put each individual circle or individual drawing in different sketches and then you work from there. Or if you want, you can do everything on the same sketch, and then there's different methods that you can apply to use the same sketch so that you don't have to create more sketches. All right, so create 10. I'm going to say it's going to be 15 as well. 15. There you go. All right. So I have everything I need to create this part on this one sketch. So let's exit. Let me just auto define everything here. All right, so now extrude again. Don't choose sketch, because if you choose sketch, it's going to select everything and you don't want that. You want to start extruding bit by bit. So I want this, and I want to extrude to the opposite side 10. It's going to be 10. Let me just change the color here. There you go. There you go. Let's extrude again. Again, curve. What do you want to extrude? These over here. And this time I want to extrude 3 and 10. There we go. And I'm going to choose now intersect. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Now let's just close off that surface. So go to freeform, inside, and then choose all the edges that you need to close the surface. There you go. Okay, I think I have everything. Okay, and it's closed off. All right, now I need to extrude. Let's extrude this curve. And I'll set to the opposite direction. That's going to be 0, and this is going to be 4 millimeters. Just add. There you go. Then again, oops, no, again, extrude. Now the other circle, and this is going to be sticking out 20 millimeters. Alright, there we go. I think there's one thing that I left out, and I'm going to go back to draw it. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to the sketch here. Let's add an offset. Of 0.2. Okay, for the circular casing. So let's get out, extrude everything, run everything, and where is it? There it is. Now again, this is going to be 13 plus 1.1. There we have it. There we have it. Remove. Chamfer. Let's just add chamfer. So 0.5 and keep it at that. All right, so now this is our second part that is done. Let's save the part again in the same file, and this is be part 2, and save. Now we can go and move on to part 3. All right, _3. There we go, part 3. I'm going to choose 3-hole PCD. Double click on this to edit the sketch, because it's got a predefined sketch. Alright, so this is 10. Okay, 120 is correct. I want to change this to, I'm going to delete this, and I want to create a new one, which will be 38. So let's exit the sketch, and let's exit the sketch, and now create a new sketch over here. Alright, so dimensions, this is going to be 20 from here to here. It's going to be 150, correct. This should be 38. Yep, that's 38. It's already predefined. And I think I have everything I need, maybe? No, I just need to do one more thing. Let's do a fillet. Let's say 15. Fillet chain. There, there, and there. 15. There we have it. Let's say 12. Let's say 12. Let's exit. Now we're going to do a sweep. Well, there's several ways you can do this. You can do sweep rod, or just sweep, and you choose the curve that you want, the path, and automatically it will do it for you. There you go. All right, now I'm going to need to do one more thing. Extrude. 0, 1, 1, 2. Now I'm going to go to offset, thicken by 1 millimeter. There you go. Add. And there we have it. Okay, now I'm going to create a copy. It's going to be 120 with 3. There we go. Now I'm going to make this one whole piece, because now it's all 3 individual parts. Okay. If you put the cursor on each part, you can see it's 3 individual parts. But now I want to make this one whole part. So I'm just going to go to add, choose this, and the other 2, and now it's one complete part. Let's just add a chamfer to this end here as well. 1 millimeter, there we go. And this is part 3 that is done. So save this part 3. All right, so I've got 2 more parts to go. Now, part 4. Part 4 will be a very simple part. Insert sketch, but before sketch, I'm just going to change the color here. This is going to be diameter 10. Let's rotate this line. 2.5 degrees. Let's mirror this. Okay. Let's offset this also by 0.25. Let's convert these lines. Let's exit. Right. If you hear a blowing sound in the background, I apologize. It's my wife that's drying her hair. All right, so now we're going to extrude this and this. I want to say symmetrical. There's going to be 2 millimeters to both sides. Correct. Now I want to extrude this. There's going to be 1.5 to both sides. Alright, I want to close it off like this. Give this a little pattern this circular pattern. Now I want to say this is going to be 24. Add. All right, and there we have it. There we have it. So that is part 4 done. Save part 4. Now we have one more part to go. Then we can start with our assembly. So it's going to be a very simple part. _5. Okay. Insert sketch, change the color here as well. Choose this circle. And now it's going to be diameter 30. Diameter 10. Let's exit. Extrude 15 to one side. Now I want to choose sketch 15. It's going to be, no, it's not 15, I apologize. The length is going to be 25 and 23. Okay. However, I'm going to go back a step and add another circle. And this time I'm going to add another circle, and it's going to be 16. Let's exit, jump forward. Yeah, of course, now I have to change this from sketch to curve. This and this. Now extrude again. I want to choose to face. I'm also going to choose this. I want to choose add. Here we go. And here you go. Okay. So chamfer this, this, and this hole. 0.5. Okay, one more thing I want to add, which is going to be a thread going here. So I want to put a threaded pin there. So choose this face. I want to add. There's another way. Yeah, I could do this to create this hole, this thread, but I'm just going to create a sketch. All right, just take that into consideration. 3, or I'm going to say it's going to be 3.5 to do a thread of M4. Okay, so okay, let's exit. Remove. I'm just going to change this chamfer to the bottom here. I'm going to add another chamfer here. All right, and this is part 5. So let's save this. Part 5, save. And yes, next up we are going to create now our assembly. We have all the parts we need, so let's move on to the assembly. Okay, so let's get into this assembly. So we go to new, all right, and as you can see, you got parts. That's what we were working with before, and now we're going to go to assembly. And I'm going to change the name here, and I want to put assembly exercise 1. All right, now in the assembly environment, all right, in this 3D environment, we're going to use the assembly tools, which are at the top here, and we're going to start off by placing our first part, okay, that we did, which is part 1, and we're going to place it where we want to place it. All right, so there is freedom of movement here. Okay, if I move, if for example, if I grab the part, it can move anywhere I want to, but I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that this part over here is fixed in this position. Okay. All right, so now we're going to have to fit in the bearings. I've got some bearings I want to place in here and fit it in with the clips. And then we're going to move it to the next part and fit in part 2, which will eventually fit here, over there. All right, but obviously the other way around. But hold on a sec. I'm actually seeing there's a mistake here. Wait a minute, I see something's not right here. Let me see something quickly before we move on. Let me just see what's going on here, because this doesn't seem the wheel is touching over here at the bottom, meaning that there is a mistake in this part 1. This should be, the wheel should be a little bit higher. And all right, it's not a problem. Okay, we can fix this. So although we are in assembly mode, we can actually correct the part through assembly mode. So how do we do that? So if we right click on the part and press edit part, it will take us to our part history over here, and then we modify what we want to modify. Okay, or we double click on it and it will take us to the part history tree, all right, to the tree. All right, so let's see what's going on here. $110. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is where the mistake is. This is 90. All right, yeah. The mistake that I made was I gave the total height of this part 110 millimeters, while it actually should have been 110 millimeters to the center of this hole. So, and it's to the center of the hole, it is 90. So there's 20 millimeter difference. So we can just go to the sketch and correct this and put another 20 millimeters here. There you go. It's a little bit higher. All right, my bad. I apologize. There was a little mistake there. That's why it looked a bit weird and it didn't quite fit. All right, so I think that should be correct and okay. So let's continue with our assembly. So now we're gonna add in the bearings. So these components, accessories, I got them from a website called 3D Find It. All right, so on this website you can go and look for catalogs, and you can look for all the components that you need for your project. All right, there's another one that I use, which is called Trace Parts. Okay, and here you'll also find bearings, nuts, bolts, motors, or whatever you need in order to add them to your projects. Okay, if you know any other websites or platforms like these, please put them down below in the comments or whatever, so it could be quite useful, you know, for me. All right, so now let's add the bearing. So I'm not gonna exemplify how you download it off the website. I already have that done. I don't want to waste time. So I'm gonna go to the bearing, open, and I'm gonna place 2 bearings here. And now let's align this bearing with this inner wall. Okay, so it fitted in there, okay, but it still has freedom of movement outwards. All right, I just want freedom of movement to rotate. I don't want it to, now it moves in the y-axis, okay, and it also rotates, okay, but I don't want it to move in the y-axis. I want it to maybe be fixed and just rotate. So now I'm gonna align this wall with this wall. All right, now it should only rotate. Okay, good, that's what I'm looking for. Let's do the same with the other bearing. Align this with this. And then this wall with our wall. and it also should just rotate. Nope. Okay. If I just click on drag, yeah, it only rotates. All right, now I want to add a little clip to hold this bearing here, and then another clip on the other part over there. So insert component, exercise, clip, external, open. There we go. Now I want to align this with this inner casing here. And this wall, that wall. There we have it. That bearing is in place. Let's insert part 2. There we go. And let's align this with this axis, the center here. Let's just swap it the other way around. This wall to hit that wall over there. And now let's place also an inner clip. Okay, align this, concentric with this. Now align this wall with that wall over there. There you go, it's in its place. I'm going to add something here and change something here. Alright, so I've got part 1 in place, part 2 in place, and now we're going to insert part 3. There we go. Okay, so line this with here. Flip it the other way around. Line this wall with this wall. Offset 1. Alright, this also should have freedom of movement to rotate. There we go. I'll put it there. I want to align this with this wall. There we go. So now if you rotate this, it should work perfectly together. All right, there you go. Now let's add another part. Insert part form. 1, 2, 3 of these. Blank all these 3. Align this with this. this wall. Let's take the offset away to adjust there. Same here. Take the offset away. And with this trick, and this wall with that wall. This center with that center. Trick. Align this wall with that wall. And blank. That is just adjustable. Over there. Okay, leave that for now. Okay, now let's add another part, and this is going to be the last and final part, which will be this over here. All right, so let's align just flip it around. All right, let's insert one more component, which will be the thread. Threaded pin. Align this with this wall. Flip it around. Now we're going to align this with the inner hole over there and tangent. Right. So that you can screw it into its place. All right, okay, good. So now we are going to also align this with that wall, this wall, and we're going to say we're going to lock this part with this part. So that it will rotate equally the same as this part over here. All right, I'm just going to correct something here quickly. That's why. All right. All right, I'll just keep it like that. All right, so I guess we are done with the exercise. All right, this is our assembly. All right, everything fits together perfectly, and you can spin this wheel, you can spin this part over here, and you see how it works and everything. All right, and everything is just aligned and constraint is done properly. Okay, and this is our exercise 1 for assembly modeling. All right, this was a bit tedious for me to explain today. All right, and also sometimes to explain certain things while I'm busy working, sometimes it's a little bit confusing and a little bit difficult to do that. All right, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today and that it will be useful and helpful in the future. All right, once again, thanks for watching, and until next time.